your life.
Woo, look at that boy. Shoo-wee. What's going on, y'all? Today, we're going to get the old deuce out and go through some parts, and I'm going to bring you along and show you all about it. So, let's get it.
What's up? It's Drew B. We're going to work on the Nova today. We'll put some new suspension parts on it today. Try to get this thing to ride a little better. So come along, follow us, hit the like and subscribe. We really appreciate it.
Go ahead. Alright, y'all, we're here to talk about the old deuce here, give you a little backstory of it. Well, Drewby's here, he's going to talk about it and give you a little rundown of the history. So, back in 1997, I would have been 13 at that time, so I reckon y'all know how old I am now, which I ain't a lady, so I don't care. But anyway, 1997, I bought the car. I was 13 years old. Me and my dad, we drove down to Dayton. And I picked it up, and almost a lot like what you see today. Outside of the hood and things, it was all stock when we got it. They had the red Hood South interior in it and all that stuff. So a lot of it's kind of close to the same. And we did a little bit of work to it, not much. And I decided to go down the path of getting married, and dating, having kids, doing all that fun stuff.
Right.
So 2004, I think it was.
Pretty sure it was 2004.
Yeah, 2004.
I ended up buying it off of him. I was 13, and in summer break, I went to work with him and his dad, doing some roofing, and he said, "Man, I'll make you a deal on this." He said, "You give me $1,000 and you can have it." So all that summer, I worked and I paid for this car, and got my first hot rod. I was pretty proud of it. I was 13 or 14, somewhere around there, and couldn't drive it on the street, so I'd put gas in it and I'd do laps around his backyard for, I don't know, till the gas ran out.
Till it ran out of gas.
Yeah, till it ran out of gas. I had so much fun, and then got my license. Things evolved. Put a small block in it, 400. By this time, 16, 17 years old, it's the car I drove to high school, me and my wife. Went and picked her up, we'd drive it to high school.
Girlfriend at the time, he wasn't married in high school, by the way. But
so I'd go pick her up in the morning, and we'd drive to school, and if it was a Thursday, I'd go pick her up, we'd go to school, and then after school, we'd go to the house, pick up some tools, and drive this thing down to Xenia. And at Killcare, make 3 or 4 passes and drive it home. And I want to keep it that way, honestly. It's been around for a long time. My kids enjoy it. It's got the back seat still. So, but we're going to be doing some different things, some different upgrades.
oh yeah, for sure. So one cool story about this thing was before he even had his license, they would take this car out, do a bunch of street racing with it. Him and his dad would wrench on it. His old little candy butt wasn't old enough to drive, so his dad would wheel this thing, and
it never, put it this way, with me owning the car, it's never been beat on the street. I know that sounds like a big feat, but it's never been beat on the street. I'd have
and
to
it
get
ain't
out.
because it's only raced 2-3 races. This
No.
thing was raced a lot.
A lot. So me and Dad work on it. I'd go to work with Jay and make some money. I'd buy some parts for it. Me and Dad put them on there, and then we'd cruise out to the spot. Dad would change seats. I'd hop out and watch this thing go out and whoop up on some people. And then tragedy happened. I got a hair at my butt, and I ended up trading it off, and it was gone for few years, and then I had an opportunity to get it back. So I got it back, put a 400 in it, drove it around for a little while, got rid of it again. Okay, I know. So
Against his better judgment, but at that time he didn't have a whole lot of judgment.
Yeah,
it was a reaction.
and I was hurting. I was hurting for it, you know. But so then last year, my dad passed away, and me and him have a lot of history in this car.
Oh yeah.
So I was looking for it. So I put up a post. Hey guys, looking for my old cars. Anybody got a lead or whatnot? And I thought the car was gone. I didn't hear about it for 10 years. It's been gone.
It's been a long time.
10 years it's been gone. I thought it was, you know, out of state or something.
For a while, it was when buddies had it, and trading it, you could track where it was at. And then for the last several years, had no idea where it was at.
Yeah. So I got a lead, and the guy was like, "Yeah, come on, check it out." You know, I'm like, "All right." I didn't have plans on buying it back just yet. I just wanted to go see it, you know. And kind of find out, him and his wife decided they was going to get rid of the car, and this was like a week before I showed up. So, coincidence or not, but I showed up and the car was sitting underneath a lean-to, and had a bunch of dust on it, you know, sunk into the ground, and but I know you guys are going to know the feeling. But when I opened up that door, the history just hit me. Like the cars have that smell, if you know what I mean. So it got me emotionally attached to it, and guys like, "Well, make me an offer." I made him an offer, and he took on it. So I
shout out to you if you're watching this show, my man, because you didn't have to do that.
For sure.
And the fact that you did, and it's a lot. He paid a lot less than what this car is worth because of the history behind it. He wanted it back in Drew's possession.
He told me
the family history, and you did a solid, bro. We much appreciate that.
Yeah. He said, "Tell me a little bit about the car so I know it was yours." And there's some badges on the side of the hood that actually goes on the quarter panel of these cars. And I put it on there. I was 16, 17. And he's like, "Man, this is your car." So he ended up striking the deal with me and picked it up. And a year later, I'm driving it past this guy's house because my buddy lives right around the corner from him. And I drive it past his house. He gets a hold of me. And, "Hey, man, car sounds good. Sounds like you're having fun with it. But I appreciate you, man."
Yeah, for sure.
But so now it's back, and it's time for some upgrades, guys.
He took it last year. Had a little street race towards the end of the year that he did.
Yeah,
and,
just
him and a buddy, and wasn't nothing big, nothing major. Just called a couple people out there, and
It was old school. Like I wanted to have the race like we had. Let's see, it was, what was it, 2006, something like that, 2006 or 7. We'd go up on Main Street, and all my dad's buddies and all their cool cars, how they did it, it was nostalgia. It was old school. I wanted that.
he's still old school, by the way. He's legit old school.
Yep. So I didn't care what tire size. I didn't care about none of that. It was, let's draw chips, let's line up, let's have some fun. And
You didn't even pour puddles or anything, did you?
we poured water.
Yeah.
Poured water, and it was just like a racetrack deal. So we poured water, did the burnout, and pulled up to the starting line. We didn't even back in our tracks. So that's kind of what I was thinking. When you're bringing any size tire, and street, radial, slick, whatever, you do your burnout, you pull up out of the rubber, let's see what happens. And it was quarter mile because that's manly stuff.
Hey, quarter mile ain't nothing like getting in high gear, letting that dude pull.
Letting her eat,
Letting her eat, baby.
So, and I ended up winning that thing, and it was bittersweet, really. Won the money and had a good time with all my dad's buddies, man. Like I ain't seen the guys for a while, and it just took me right back. And but I only had the car not even a year yet, and won some money with it. So
Heck yeah.
But now it's time for some upgrades, guys.
Yep, we got under this car. He brought it out here the other day, and you've seen that video already when it arrived out here. So now he's done got him some parts. He's got him a direction he wants to go with this old girl, and he's beat on it, man. I mean, this thing's been through it. Like, legit.
Yeah.
There's some things he did back in the day. Hey, back then it was all about just get to the track, get to the race.
I didn't care. I just wanted to drive my car. You know, put that thing on the street. I mean, this car is set in front of my house. You know, rain, snow, whatever. I drove it. You know, I had windshield wipers and stuff, and I'd throw street tires on it, and I'd drive it. It was sketchy.
Here's another thing. This is a testament to the rest of you racers out there. Right, that worked back in the day.
Yeah.
Right, just get your stuff out there, go out there and race. Now the game's come a long way, man. People's putting some money in their cars. They're putting nice equipment, suspension stuff's just come a long ways, and you know we don't go out and do these things just to have fun. Obviously, we want to have fun. We go out to win, though.
Yeah.
Right, like my motto is I don't mind losing, but as long as I gave it everything I got. You know, and I tell my kids all the time, some days the best you got just ain't enough.
But we still keep it fun.
That's right.
I mean, if we go to the track, there's cookouts, there's footballs, there's kids. We make it a family event because that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, that's the way I feel. My opinion, whatever. But
racing's fun,
we
family
make
and
it
friends
fun,
is something else.
and when you're having fun, usually that's when you start going rounds because you're not overthinking things, man. You know.
So, time for some upgrades for the old girl. He's got some plans, so we're going to walk you through some of the parts and stuff he's got. There's going to be many more to come over the time frame, but this is just what we're going to start with. And he wants to compete, and in order to compete, we got to upgrade some things. Upgrade the old girl. She deserves it anyway, man. She's been.
If you've seen this car around the street in the past year, you know it needs some upgrades. So
wait till you see some of the stuff. Like.
It's rough.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, right? Like it's just what we had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We had.
Man, I was going to high school and I was throwing parts at one time. At one time, it wouldn't hook on the street, so me and Dad went to the swap meet and we bought a set of Rancho truck shocks and put it on the back of this thing, and it worked. I mean, it worked. We just threw parts at it, honestly. I mean, like we all do.
Oh yeah.
So. But have fun with it and everything else. But there's some things I did without any supervision. I was young. I was trying to go pick up my girlfriend and go to the movie. You know,
yeah.
I wanted to have my hot rod out. But we're getting ready to fix all that, and you'll see it here later on.
So, hope you enjoyed hearing a little bit of history of this. There's much, much more history in this thing. One more story I do want to tell, just because it was pretty classic of his dad. Tell a story about when you and Josh was out here messing with this thing and realized your dad didn't give you, what was it, full throttle or something? And you kept telling him something was going on. So go ahead and tell a little bit about that. That's an interesting.
Yeah, me and my buddy Josh, we would, go play around. He had a car at that time, Malibu, and I'd go kick his thing on the street, and it felt like a bucket of mud, you know? And I'm like, Dad, man, this thing ain't revving. It's just, you get it in high gear. It's like it's running out of fuel or something. He's like, oh, I'll check it out.
Teenagers at this time too, they was.
Yeah.
So Dad was being smart.
Yeah. So me and my buddy got to investigating, and I'm like, hey, push that pedal to the floor. And he did. I was only getting half throttle. And Dad set it up to where it was basically running on 2-barrel, you know. And I was excited that day. I told Josh, I said, come here, check this out. So we changed it all up, got the 4 barrels working, took it out. It was on.
It was on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that was good times, man.
But anyway, there'll be more stories coming about this car and other things. We want to have some other people on the channel, some of your dad's old buddies and things like that. Some of our old buddies.
Man, you get dad's old buddies.
Oh man,
you're going to hear some stories.
We don't want these stories to die, guys.
No.
And these guys are getting older and stuff like that, and we just want to keep this tradition alive and go old school stuff. And
there's nothing wrong with the new gen stuff. I mean, I'm talking fuel injection and computer tuners and all that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just you gotta adapt with the times. But me, I'm sticking old school, guys.
Yeah, we're carburetor guys around here. Don't mean someday we may not invest in some turbos or pro chargers, whatever that looks like.
Never own one of those. It's just the nitrous over here, you know.
He's a nitrous guy.
The nitrous
guy, and so we're gonna stick with that for a while. But we'll see. Got a lot of cool projects going to be coming out of this garage eventually.
For sure.
So,
stay tuned.
That's right. So we're going to get these parts and stuff out for you and run you through those, tell you a little bit about what's going to be going on with the car. And then that'll be it for this video. And then we'll start working on this guy. We still got a little bit more stuff to do to the garage. As you can see, some things are pretty messed up around here. Still a little dirty. But
Been busy for a while.
stay tuned. We're gonna show you these parts real quick, and then we'll get out your hair. And we appreciate you watching. So go ahead.
All right, guys. Now we're gonna run through the parts we got for the front. Okay, this kit. Well, it's not really all a kit. Just kind of parts I put together. Got some front coilovers, upper and lower tubular A-arms, and then for the rear we got some QA1 shocks, double adjustable. So let's look at the front. These are for 70 to 81 Camaro, front subframe, whatnot. Check these guys out. All right. So we got a 450 rated spring. Put on that guy. This is from Olden America, and just, you know, so you know, we're not sponsored by none of these guys. It's just what we bought. Single adjustable. It's got six different settings, compression and rebound all in one. These actually can bolt to a stock lower A-arm, which I got aftermarket, but they will bolt to a stock lower A-arm on a 70 to 81 Camaro. What's cool about these, if I'm going to drive the car to the track, I can stiffen it up for that ride. And then once I get to the track, I can loosen it up so the front end can extend, you know, transfer the weight to the back. Just
Put all them horse pounders down you got. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what I do have. All right.
Look at them bad boys, shiny. Huh?
Yeah, I've never had no
What else we
shiny
got in
stuff
there?
now. If you can't tell by the paint.
You don't like shiny anyway.
Ever since I've had that car, I went to Walmart, bought about 26 cans of flat black, and I've painted that car I don't know how many times like that. So
You actually went through one time and was going to actually paint it and got a little impatient with it.
yeah, took it from the paint shop guys.
But anyway.
Took it a little too long. So comes with your mounting hardware, you know, to the bottom and then the top. Can't stress this enough. These are thrush bearings, right? So I advise you to put these on and anti-seize it, right? Put some anti-seize on this. So when you're adjusting them, you don't gall the metal. It adjusts proper, easy, quick, okay? Do it. Like, you can add on to the kit. I think they're like, I don't know, 30 bucks, something like that. And you got your tool, whatnot.
Gotta have cool tools, bro.
Right. And then we jump over here. This is from Ground Up Motors, located in Florida. SS396.com. Check them out. They got pretty much anything, honestly. So these are the lowers.
Shoo, look at them shiny boys, baby.
Nice. It's all right for the budget I got, you know.
Hey, and just to let everybody know, this is all new to us. We don't buy shiny stuff.
No.
We don't buy news parts. We're usually at the old swap meets, buying old stuff, beat up stuff.
That's
So
right.
this is a pleasant upgrade for us here. So carry on, buddy.
All right, stock style, lowering mount. You know, got your ball joint, got your bracket for a sway bar, which I'm thinking about adding. You know, got your new bushings and all that. So that's the lower. Pull this box off here. Check out the uppers. Same company. All right. Here's the uppers. Like I said, fully assembled. If I can get it out the bag here. Look at that. Ain't too shabby for what we're gonna do, huh? So,
Nice.
can't wait to get this kit on here and get these parts on here and see how it rides. Rides terrible right now. So there's the uppers. And we're gonna jump to the back part here. So we're gonna try some QA1 double adjustables.
Getting fancy.
Yeah, getting fancy. Only shiny thing on the car besides me.
Come on now.
So, double adjustable, bunch of different settings for your compression and rebound. This car likes to extend, separate, however you want to call it. So, when we drive it to the track, we can set it up for a nice ride to the track. When we get there, we can loosen everything up, let it extend, let it hook. Right now, it's got some old from 2007 air shocks, used air shocks. They still hold air, so we're going to use them, and we have been, but we're going to change it up a little bit, make our own brackets, and locate these dudes where I think they'll work. So follow us. Check it out. Check it out.